Hello, we are Georgia, Melissa, and Harleen, and we are doing our presentation on human rights.
In this presentation, we will be talking about what human rights are now, the history of human rights, and how it impacts our government today, and why it is important to know this.
What are human rights? Human rights are the basic rights and freedoms of everyone, regardless of nationality, gender, place of origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. They protect us in our day-to-day activities, such as the right to have and express your opinion, right to an education, and the right to not be treated poorly or wrongly punished.
The history of human rights dates back many centuries. Some of the more significant developments of human rights in Canada could be found connecting to the Magna Carta, 1215, the first English Bill of Rights, and the French Declaration on the Rights of Man and Citizens. Though these documents listed important rights and freedoms, they typically excluded the rights of women, many social, religious, and political groups, and the First Nations.
The Magna Carta, also known as the Great Charter, was arguably one of the most early influential historical processes which led to the role of the constitutional law today. It included the rights of all citizens to own and inherit property, protection from excessive taxes, rights of widows with owned property to not remarry, established principles of due process and equality, and stated that everyone, including royalty and those with higher social status, was subjected to the laws in 1215.
The first English Bill of Rights of 1689 had rights such as freedom to elect members of Parliament without the King or Queen's interference, freedom of speech in Parliament, freedom from royal interference with a law, freedom from cruel and unusual punishment, and freedom from taxation by the royals, without the agreement of Parliament. A lot of what was on this bill is similar to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. An example would be the freedom from cruel and unusual punishment on the English Bill of Rights, while on the Canadian Charter it says everyone has the right not to be subjected to any cruel and unusual treatment or punishment.
The French Declaration on the Rights of Man and Citizens, which was passed by the French National Constitution Assembly in 1789. It did grant civil rights to some commoners, but a significant part of the French population was still excluded. Some of the laws included no person shall be accused, arrested, or imprisoned except in those cases established by the law. Taxation could only be raised by common consent, and men are born and remain free and equal in rights. One of the main authors was Mr. Lafayette, who collaborated with Mr. Jefferson, and they were influenced by the Magna Carta, which is why similarities are noticeable.
All of these bills and acts have similar laws that help and protect the human rights of the citizens and residents. They also have had a great impact on rights and freedoms of the Canadian and American citizens. These laws helped us go from a royal and high status dominated system to the equally dominated one we have today. Human rights are a part of almost everything now, and that definitely wouldn't have been possible without the influence of those bills and acts.
It is important to know and understand this history and these rights because it gives us a deeper understanding of our rights, freedom, and history. Canada is known for its kindness and diversity, so we tend to overlook a lot of discrimination that has happened. But by learning, knowing, and understanding human rights and equality and its history, we can avoid making the same mistakes that were made in the past and fix them. It also helps us build an understanding of how we got these rights we have today and helps us learn them.